Outgoing British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has unveiled a massive defence investment plan worth almost $300 billion over the next 4 years, with more than $5 billion dedicated to drones and autonomous weapons, not to expand Britain's conventional military alone, but to build a future force shaped by lessons from Ukraine's battlefield. As drone warfare transforms conflicts around the world, Britain is now preparing an army where machines, artificial intelligence, and autonomous systems fight alongside troops. The Defence Investment Plan marks one of the biggest military shifts in decades, moving the UK away from a force built primarily around expensive platforms and towards a faster, technology-driven model. The plan will integrate drones across all 3 services, with unmanned systems supporting soldiers on land, autonomous vessels operating with warships at sea, and AI-powered aircraft working alongside fighter jets.
First, it will make the British people safer. It focuses our resources squarely on the readiness of our armed forces, reversing the cuts of recent years, prioritising the availability of our forces and assets, rebuilding ammunition stockpiles, ensuring we are ready to fight and defend our nation and better prepared to win. It will also make the British people safer by driving a generational transformation of our armed forces, learning the lessons of Ukraine in order to modernise our military, equipped to fight the wars both of today and tomorrow. And we're backing this by putting in more than £5 billion into drone and autonomous weapons.
Under the plan, Britain's Royal Navy will move towards a hybrid fleet combining crewed warships with autonomous ships and underwater systems. The RAF will develop drone wingmen that can operate alongside fighter jets, while the British Army will receive attack drones, surveillance platforms, and low-cost one-way attack systems inspired by Ukraine's use of mass drone warfare. The announcement also comes after political pressure over Britain's defence spending commitments. The government says defence spending will rise from 2.3% of GDP in 2024 to 2.7% by 2029, while committing to reach 3% in the next Parliament. Defence Secretary Dan Jarvis said Britain must absorb the lessons of Ukraine while preparing for wider threats as a NATO member and nuclear power.
It would be reckless to ignore the lessons from Ukraine, but it is important to remember that we are not Ukraine. We are a member of NATO and a nuclear power, and just in this year, our armed forces have been deployed to the High North and the Middle East. They are now readying themselves for the prospect of regenerating Ukraine's forces and reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
From Ukraine's drone-heavy battlefield to growing concerns over Russia, Britain is betting that the next generation of warfare will not be defined only by tanks, ships, and fighter jets. Instead, London's new defence strategy is built around a different battlefield, one where drones, AI, and autonomous systems become the backbone of modern military power.